While I was driving home, I fell asleep at the wheel. My car hit the curb and it flipped a couple of times and I caught on fire. To be grateful on what you have at the moment, just doing my own thing. So like you're living the dream, it just gets taken away instantly. So I wasn't that grateful what I had, but then when I lost, I was like, oh, that was a lot of hard work I was putting in and now it's all gone.
Aloha, and welcome to the Sick Burn Podcast, where we explore the bright side to life's darkest moments. At just 18 years old, Joe Dimeo was in a devastating car crash that left him with burns over 80% of his body. In 2020, he became a true medical miracle and made history as the first person to survive a face and double hand transplant, a 23-hour surgery that gave him a second chance at life. But Joe's story isn't just about surviving the impossible. It's a story of unshakable confidence, resilience, and how sharing his journey with the world led to an unexpected connection, meeting his now wife, Jessica. If you enjoy this episode, please like, share with someone who could use some inspiration, and subscribe so you don't miss a new episode. It really does help us keep sharing these messages and bringing more of these incredible stories to the world. Now, please enjoy this conversation with the remarkable Joe Dimeo. Well, Joe, thanks so much for being here, man. You're obviously are this massive inspiration. Relating to you from one burn survivor to another, I look up to you on everything you've been able to endure and do, and also like what you're building now. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's really nice.
Yeah, of course, Ed. So I'm sure you probably told this story to death, and I don't know if you remember every part of it, but can you walk us through kind of the day before your accident and then what happened with your accident?
Oh yeah, no one actually asked me the day before, that's a good one.
All
The day
right,
before, I was
nice.
like, yeah, so it was like my normal day. Like I got out of work. Pretty sure it was a Friday, so I got out of work, went to the gym, met my mom at the gym because that's what you usually do, and just went on my day. Went home, cooked a meal, and then went golfing with my dad. And while I was golfing, my job called me and said, "Hey, you want to do some overtime?" I said, like, "Yeah, I'll do overtime. Like, why not?" Like the day was it was only 12 o'clock, so I was like, "Oh, I have enough time to get some sleep in." So I finished a round of golf, and then I got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep in, which to me at that time was normal. And so
Wow.
I just did my normal shift as a lab tech, and I don't remember clocking in. So that was another thing. And while I was driving home, I fell asleep at the wheel. My car hit the curb and it flipped a couple of times, and I caught on fire. And then 3.5 months later, I was in a coma, and I woke up to 80% burns on my body.
That's tough. It sounds like it's crazy because it went from being a pretty good day, hanging with the mob, going golfing, to like this crazy thing. I'm sure you've probably thought a lot about it because I definitely have. Like same thing with my accident. It was a regular day. Then all of a sudden it flipped around, and my whole life changed. I got put into medically induced coma. All these burns. Now, you go through this accident. Do you remember what your first thought was out of the coma?
So when I woke up from the coma, my mom was there, like on my bedside, and
Mm.
the first thing I asked her was how are the rims in my car, because I knew something. I
What?
was yeah, because I knew something happened, but I didn't know like the severity of it, like 80% burn. I just knew I was in a car accident, just from I guess the coma dreams,
Yeah.
and like my mom was like, "Your car is done, Joe. Like it's all burnt up." But she didn't really want to talk about the accident. She just wanted to know like how I was doing, how I'm feeling, if I needed anything. But I couldn't get anything because I wasn't allowed to eat nothing. So, and
Right.
on top of all this, I'm talking through my trach because they weren't allowed to cap it for some reason. Because the speech therapist has to come see me, whatever.
Yeah, man. That the same thing happened to me too. I couldn't walk and I couldn't talk. And it was, I've said this before in other podcasts, but it was like because of how it was bandaged, I couldn't tell how badly burned I was. There was no mirrors in the room. Same thing with my parents, especially my mom. She didn't want anybody saying how bad I was injured, right? She was just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that my head was in a good place. And so I really didn't know how bad I was burned either. At the time, they were quoting me 80%. Since I've gotten out of the hospital, it's come down. So I'm somewhere between like 62 to 69% burned. But yeah, I didn't know the severity either. All I do, and at that point, all I remembered was the dreams. Like, do you remember any of your dreams while you were in your coma?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's certain dreams I'll never tell anyone about, but like,
Oh, yeah.
but like the most spiritual one, I would say like the one I get asked the most is spiritual is me walking my dog that passed away back in 2012 or 13. It was my first
Wow.
dog I had. So like it was very sentimental to me. And I'm assuming that my parents were talking about the new dog I had, Buster, at the time,
Yeah.
and like my brain just mixed them up or whatever. And so I was just walking him up the hill I grew up on, and I was like, oh, well, I guess this is it because it felt like forever this dream. And I was like, well, I guess this is the afterlife of me walking him up the hill. I guess like the first like connection I had in my life was my dog.
I mean, that's amazing, man. Yeah, I recently on an episode too just talked about what my after, or maybe it might have been on social media, but I was talking about what I had my like that dream, that moment where I was like, oh, I must be dead. But for me, it was like on a roller coaster, and there was like it was almost like a video game. There was like all these like demon things, and I was on a one person roller coaster, and there was just nothing but fire underneath, and I was literally kind of going towards a white light, and I just remember thinking like, "Oh, I must be dead. Like this is the end." Do you remember what it felt like for you though? Did you have peace about it? Were you scared?
Well, that dream, I was like at peace because I was with my dog, and I was just walking up the hill. Nothing traumatic in that dream. It was like a peaceful walking the dog up the hill with the trees, and at the time growing up, it's annoying walking the dog because it's a chore.
Yeah,
But then
yeah,
like
yeah.
now it was like, oh, this is peaceful, it's relaxing. I was like, all right, well, if this is it, this is it. I can deal with this. It's not too bad.
Yeah. That's so true, man. Actually, it's funny how I I want to go through more of your recovery, but it is true. Like now, my time with my dogs, when they start kind of irritating me, I realize like, man, it could be so much worse. Where you and me were both in hospital beds, like you probably arguably longer, but it's just like remembering how shitty that was. The chores you got to do now, they don't feel as shitty, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I know what you're saying because like we go through it, but like and it's like, oh, I don't want to do that like back in the day. But now it's like, okay, well, now like I have to do it in a way to get it done because I can't do it normally in a way. Like I guess it's more appreciative because you could have lost it, but it's
Mhm.
also a chore at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like we don't lose sight that it's still like, annoying or hard work or whatever. But you also, I don't know about for you, but for me, it's like the alternative could be you can't do anything for yourself. And honestly, that sucks way more than going to take out the trash or going to do laundry or walking the dog. It's like the inability to do that all is way worse than just doing it, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
because like now you gotta ask someone to do it, and
Yeah.
now you're taking time out of their day. Like when I went home, my mom basically took care of me again, like I'm a little
Mhm.
kid.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like I don't like this. I don't want to be a couch potato and have my mom cook and clean for me.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that was the weirdest thing. So you sounded like you were super independent. Like you still spend a lot of good time with your family, but then yeah, you go to this state where you need them to help you with everything. Can we talk about that? Like what was going through your head when all of a sudden needed help with everything?
It's a gut punch because like I moved out at 18 years old, got my own apartment, own
Wow.
car, and then all of a sudden now I'm moving back into my parents' house at 20 years old. No fingertips. I hard for me to see. because the way my eyelids are sutured shut. Like,
Mm,
so it's a complete like 180. And now I gotta ask my mom, like, hey, can you like cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner for me?
yeah.
And it's like, ugh.
I mean, that's so hard, man. But I think most people would be like, "Oh, how do I even like go on?" You know, I mean, for me, I even had my moments too. I mean, I lost fingertips. I didn't have eyelids. I mean, I lost my ear on this side, and I just felt like I lost so much because, like you, I had become so independent, and I had just worked. I thought so hard to like build myself and my own life, and then I became a baby again. You know, my mom had to help me go to the bathroom or get me dressed. And my now wife was just my girlfriend, but she had to do so many things that you would never ask a girlfriend to do, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it was so tough. But I started realizing like I had to shift the way I would think about things from like, oh, this sucks. Oh, I'm bummed. I'm depressed. This isn't, I lost so much to what did I gain and how do I keep going on? What did it look for you when you started to go home rather than just being sad all the time? How did you start changing your mindset so that you were positive and that you could keep going on and doing as amazing as you are doing now?
I think for one, I was just happy to get out of the rehabs and hospital. So that like was a big like boost. And then
Yeah.
like I think my dog Buster really like was the game changer because that was like the one thing I was able to do on my own is let him outside
Mhm.
or like play with his toys with him, like play like tug of war because I would
Yeah.
just use both my hands to hold it.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I think he was like the biggest motivator for me because I told my parents like, hey, like you don't have to don't sit around the house because they're retired. So like don't sit around the house waiting on me. Just leave a container in the refrigerator. I'm good. I can put it in the microwave and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
But like just like my dog Buster, like if he's happy to go outside all the time and like pee on the same tree, then why can't I be happy to just get up in the morning and like brush my teeth?
Yeah. Wow,
Like
man.
little things like that.
Yeah. It's so true. I love that perspective, man, because you're right. I had one of my therapists was talking about that, and we were talking about the simplicity of dogs in that sense. And he was like, think about your dog, right? When you go outside and you throw the ball with him, like, just think about how happy they are just to chase the ball, and that's all they
Yeah,
wanna do. There's no goal, there's not like, "I wanna be the best ball chaser in the world." There's not even, like, a time limit for them, but they run so fast to get it. But just think about how happy they are, and you're so right. Every time I look at my dog, I got 2, Lucy and Leia. Leia loves to chase the ball. I always think about how happy she is just to have that moment with me just chasing the ball, and so that's amazing you had Buster kind of showing that as well.
I don't like when you talk about it and say it out loud. People that don't like dogs or like they don't understand like to have a pet around them, and that's like a huge game changer. And like doesn't even have to be like a dog or a cat. It could be like a lizard or a fish.
Yeah,
Something.
yeah. Do you think it also made you feel better knowing that like, he still needed you?
In a way, yeah. Like he depended on me to let him out. So it's like I can't be lazy all day and lay on the couch because I have to let Buster out, and so he can go to the bathroom and do his business,
Yeah.
and like give him his food in the morning, like fresh water. That was my little responsibility with my little goals I had because that's all I could do. Like I couldn't putting his shirt on felt nice for the first time because like you're in the hospital gowns all the time. That's not comfy.
Yeah, that's so funny you bring that up. Literally, yeah. So my wife, she had to put on a hospital gown recently for the first time, and I told her I was like, imagine having to wear that day in and day out. You have no underwear, no shirt, you just have this gown on, and she's like, oh, that would be weird. And I was like, think about that. I was in that for like a year, and it's weird. Like even putting on boxers for the first time for me was weird, or
Yeah,
underwear.
yeah. I think the pants and boxers are weird because my legs are really burned.
Mm,
Uh, so like the jeans were like would rub on my calves and thighs, and it
yeah,
was a little painful at the beginning because the skin was still raw in a
right.
way, even with like the 2 week grips on.
Yeah. Oh, the 2B grips, man.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language. I had to wear those forever.
Like my mom had to put those on me with like, I don't know if you use deep prep lotion. It's like an oil based lotion.
Yeah, we use like Aquaphor.
Yeah, I use Aquaphor now because the deep prep was way too oily for me. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
just the 2 week grip was that's annoying, and they get stuck on you. And
Right.
like as a mom, I'm assuming you don't want to hurt your kid, like, and it
Yeah.
hurts.
I know, yeah. We would have to do there was like this yellow thing that they would put on.
Zeoform.
Zeoform, yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd have to put the Zeoform on, and then they would roll the 2B grips over, and I had it over both my arms, both my legs. I'm sure you did too. But
Oh
I
yeah.
got so used to it too, though. It was weird when I first started not wearing it, just like when I first started not wearing the gown, it was like I had to get used to like just wearing normal clothes again.
Yeah, like nothing tight or moist on you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like the Zeoform smell.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you get it. Yeah. It's just because you those chemicals and even the smell of like the hospital and all the ointments and stuff they put on you, it all has like a very distinct smell. But yeah, so funny. I haven't thought about the Zeoform smell in a long time, but yeah, you're so right. So, okay, you're going through this process, you just get home. I know the surgeries don't stop there. How often are you getting surgeries and how many surgeries did you have before you got to go home?
So I had about probably like 18 to 19 like skin grafts in the burn
Mhm.
unit.
Mm,
But then after that, it was like I was done with surgeries because I had no more healthy skin. And that's what
yeah.
led me to the transplant, like Dr. Rodriguez.
So you get through a bunch of surgeries. First and foremost, like amazing. I hear you, man. I know how crazy it is. Those first four, whatever, like 3, 4, 5, 6 months, where it's just surgery after surgery, and you don't even know what they're doing to you. You don't even know what they're working on, and you're getting full thickness skin grafts. And I don't know about you, but they use like whatever healthy skin I had. They use cadaver skin for me. They use like fish skin to try to grow back some of my skin, but they're just doing everything they can to like make sure you're not filled with holes. Do you remember a lot of that?
I think they used snake skin on me, but they were doing 2 surgeries a week on me while I was in the coma.
Yeah.
And like those are just like the movie Hostel, like those that's the dreams I had when I was going through those surgeries.
Yeah.
That's like the best I can strive, but I don't do like know the details of like the skin grafts, but like on my left calf, because I had no like good any more skin left. They took like a cell, like a piece of a cell from the skin, sent it out to like a university, and they basically like stretched it out like pizza dough,
Yeah.
and they wrapped it around my calf. I think I was the second person to get it at
Oh,
the
wow.
time, but it took like a year to heal, so that's the
Mhm.
downfall of it.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's the thing. Like, I don't know if you feel this way, but people, because like, I'll tell people, oh, I don't have an ear on this right side, and they basically took one of my ribs to help make my ear, and people all the time like, oh, that's amazing, that's incredible. But I don't know about you. I'm not as amazed by it as like other people are, if that makes sense. Like, cause I know what it feels like to go through the healing process, which was brutal and it was tough. And I had a drain coming from my head. I don't know. How do you feel about it when people are like, oh man, it's amazing that you got this done or whatever?
At first, I was like whatever about it, but like as people kept like saying it, I was like maybe like because they never heard about it or because they never known about it,
Mhm.
and then like I'm into cars, so it's like then I put the perspective of when I see a new car mod on like a Hellcat, for example. I was like, oh, that's pretty amazing. But that owner probably was like, oh, like whatever. I had it for like a year now.
Right. That's true.
So that's like that's what like I felt like later on is like okay, I understand it. But at first, I was like, I was just healing, like no
Right.
big deal here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm happy you said that, 'cause I definitely felt the same way. But okay, we're fast forwarding. They do all the life-saving surgeries that you need to like close up all the open areas. this face transplant, hand transplant option comes up. Were you were you asking for this or they thought of you? How did it even come up in the first place that you'd be considered?
I went to one of my Jersey plastic surgeons that did like my face, and he was like, "There's nothing more I can do to you no more because you have no more healthy skin." But I know this doctor in New York City, Dr. Rodriguez. He's done face transplants before, and they're looking to do a face and double hands. Well, are you like willing to do it? I was like, yeah, I'll see what the options. I'll see what he has to say. So he took
Wow.
a bunch of pictures and videos and a bunch of doctor things and sent it to Dr. Rodriguez. And like 2 or 3 weeks later, I got a call from Dr. Rodriguez asking me to come into his office to talk about it more.
Wow. What was your first thought when you heard that was an option? Did you think like, "Oh, this is gonna completely change my life," or did you think, yeah, I don't know, I guess, yeah, what was your first thought when you heard they could do that?
I said yes, like instantly, because I wasn't happy
Mhm,
with my life, living on like a couch and not doing anything. So when I
mhm.
heard like new hands, oh, that's perfect. I can go back to like somewhat normal living again. But I
Yeah,
had no clue a face transplant was even possible because I'm not really in the medical world.
sure, yeah.
So like all I know is that face transplant was the movie Face Off back in the '90s. So
Yeah, I
like
know. That's
I
all.
just thought all that was like science fiction.
Right.
My parents were actually in the room with me, and they were shocked. They were quiet the whole time because I was over 18. I was 21 when I told me, and I can make my own decision because I'm over 18 adult.
Yeah,
So they just went along with the ride. They supported me and everything, and I was just ready to do it.
yeah. I know that's the other thing too. Myself, I have like a different view on plastic surgery now, right? Like there's been so many just like you like surgeries, even my hands, like I didn't have transplants, but I lost my two pointer fingers and then most of the fingers on this side are amputated, but they were all like how they were sewn up and everything because of the skin grafts, they were like all webbed. I had like duck feet for
Oh
hands
yeah.
and they had to cut like into the hand so that I could get more range of motion in my fingers. It was so weird, like I didn't know that was an option. And even after I got it, they were like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" I was like, "Oh, absolutely." Like more range out of my hands, 100%. It wasn't even like a question, right? But then the healing was brutal and it looks like your my hands got mauled by a bear, but it was yeah, I guess I was just open to whatever that they could do because I wanted to get as much like look as close to my old self as I could. And for you, do you think that was like the goal or were you like I just want to look as good as I can?
I was more concerned about like with my hands like doing something on my own.
Mhm.
I wasn't really concerned about my looks in a way. I still have my confidence in me because I'm still the same guy on the inside. I was just more concerned about like with my hands on like doing things on my own because when you can't do things on your own, you don't look like too good.
True, true. Also, it's like I think it's safe to say it's pretty annoying. Like I know exactly what you're saying. Again, like skin grafts and everything, but everything I would touch too, it would feel so weird. Like I get pins and needles in my hand, or I have phantom pains, or they were so sensitive. Like I couldn't even open anything. Like just opening a jar, it would hurt my hands. Did you have that too? Like after you got the surgery?
After my transplant, I had a lot of nerve pain, but like my burns, I had just itchiness and no phantom pain. So I left out on
Oh,
that one with no phantom pain.
oh
But
man.
now I have all the like the nerve hand pain. Like I bought a watermelon, but I have to wait till Jessica comes home, so she has to cut it up because I can't cut it up right now. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
like that's frustrating because I want watermelon now, but I have to wait till 8 o'clock to get it now.
Yeah. I know what that's yeah, yeah. You're amazing, dude. And I know what that's like. It's so frustrating. So you go through these surgeries, you come out, you're starting to heal now. What does it unlock for you now that your hands have healed? Like I know it's not like you're 100% back to normal, but just the fact that you could use your hands a little bit better, like what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. Like I'm like somewhat independent. I still need help like here and there, but when like I'm doing things on my own and like driving or just like going to the grocery store, just picking up the soy sauce bottle, it's like it's like a little goal. Like to regular people, it's nothing. It's just a chore, like a chore to go grocery shopping. But to me, doing like those little, getting like yogurt here and there, or just little things at the grocery store I can pick up. It's like a little like win for me. And then checking out. That's the hard part for me is checking out my groceries.
Because of putting it in the bag or just like pulling out the credit card and doing all that?
So I only go to like ShopRite, Trader Joe's,
Okay.
uh, because it's Apple Pay. So I don't need the credit card part, like pull out the wallet.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
Apple Pay is like a huge game changer for me.
Nice.
Like I predict like where I eat. If I'm eating alone like in the city, I look up places that only accept Apple Pay because it's
Mm.
very hard for me to pull a credit card out my wallet, and it's also hard for me to use cash.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. You're so right. It's something I think like normal or able-bodied people like wouldn't think of, but you're right. It becomes such a extra task. Like even for myself, I get to go to certain like I'm big into like Marvel and Star Wars and like a lot of I guess like nerdy things. But when I want to like take a video of something or like set up a tripod or whatever, like it takes me so long and it's so hard now. And I think that's a thing that I think maybe people take for granted, just the ability to like use their hands a certain way. But yeah, I know what you mean, man. And it's something it seems like you have to do extra work in preparing wherever you go, just kind of thinking
Yeah,
ahead.
I know exactly what you mean, but saying a tripod because uh, like I asked Jessica to like pre-modify it so I can do it on my own.
Yep.
But if I start getting like nerve pain, I can't use a tripod anymore, and
Yeah.
now I can't make a video. I can't go on TikTok live, or I my whole day's like shot if I have nerve pain.
Yeah. Hey, well, again, you're amazing. What do you tell yourself though? Like that can be frustrating, right? You want to do something, you're like, I should be able to do it, but physically you can't. In those moments when you're frustrated, is there something you tell yourself that you're like, to make it okay?
I try a lot, and I think it's also a learning process too because no one wants to fail, and so I think that's like the bit was like the biggest process is accepting failure like multiple times because like I built a 69 charger at Legos
Wow.
and that took me about a week and a half to build and
Yeah.
yeah, so like and that would have took someone with normal hands maybe half an hour at the
Mhm.
most.
Oh man, even when I had normal hands, that probably would have still taken me a week. But yeah, how many pieces do you think it was?
It was over 1,000.
Wow.
It was the charger from Fast and Furious.
Oh, sick. Yeah, that was cool. The Vin Diesel one, the Dom
Yeah,
Toretto
yeah.
charger. Nice.
Like going through like building that, I got frustrated throughout the week. I really like tell me I just kept doing it, and like at one point, like it took me like 50 tries, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait till Jessica's home, and she'll put it on for me.
Okay. Nice.
Or I'll use like a spoon or a fork to help me out.
Yeah.
I think finding other objects too is helps the mental out too, because like if I can't do my hands, I have to figure out like I'll get like a fork or a spoon, or I'll use my elbows or my forearms. Just I have
Wow.
to try a lot before I ask someone now.
Was this something you always did? Like even pre-accident, were you always somebody that was like, I'm just gonna figure out how to do this? Like I'll figure out the tool, I'll figure out some way for me to get this done no matter what.
Yeah, I think my dad instilled that into me because at a young age he told me you're either gonna go to college or you're gonna work a
Mm.
9 to 5 job, like a blue collar worker. And there's only two options, or you're homeless. And I didn't want to be homeless, so I picked working.
Okay.
So then he taught me how to do manual labor around the house and landscaping and all that junk. So and like carpentry. So like
Mhm.
he's like, well, you have to get it done. You can't not get it done. So
Yeah.
he instilled that in me in a young age. Like you had to figure it out one way or another, and I would be outside for hours trying to figure something out, or I would have to get it done a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're doing it though, which is incredible, man. It's amazing. Like one thing I think about a lot when it came to my accident, and I've had people tell me this before. I wonder if you've had people that tell you this, but it's like, man, I don't think I could have made it through what you made it through. Or if what happened to me happened to you, I would have given up. What do you tell people? And then what do you think when people tell you that?
I think what I think is like, because I think about that sometimes too, because before my accident, I would see people struggling, and like in New Jersey, there's a college called Seton Hall, and
Mhm.
two guys got burned in there. It's like a big famous story in Jersey about Seton Hall fires. And they came to my high school and did a speech, and I looked at them, and they're burned. So like I was looking at them like, huh, like that's interesting. I saw a burned person before,
Mhm.
and I just wondered like how did they survive that? And I don't think I could have done that. And then it turns out I'm gonna be a burned person too. And I guess when you're just put in that position, you just have to figure out a way.
Yeah.
And I think just especially when you're burned, you don't see burned people like at all. Like I never seen a burned person except Freddy Krueger. That was my first like burn person I saw.
Yeah. Probably me too.
Yeah, like, I think it's everyone's like burn person, unless you're like a relative or
Yeah,
something. But
or I guess maybe Darth Vader for me might have been
oh
like the
yeah,
first person I knew who was like a burn survivor, you know?
oh I know. I thought he was just pale, but
I mean, he is at that. Yeah, that's a good one. He is at the end of the original trilogy. You're right.
yeah, he
Um,
he wore his garment. I didn't wear my garments, but he wore his garments because his was smooth.
yeah, that's a good point. But you're so right. Like, I didn't know what a burn survivor was. Like, I never saw a burn survivor before my accident. And then, I get in the hospital. They're like, "Oh, you're in the burn ICU." And it's crazy because during my accident, like I knew I was on fire, but I really couldn't feel it. And but I didn't realize how bad I was burned till like months and months and months later. But it was weird when they were like, "Oh, like you're a burn survivor now." Like some people would say burn victim or whatever, right? But I was like, "What the heck is that?" Was that something you were able to accept? And was it something you were able to call yourself right after your accident? Or did it take time for you to be like, oh, you know what? I am a burn survivor?
That's nice. That's a good one. I actually said burn victim for a very long time.
Okay.
Uh, until like those guys that came to my high school, they
Mhm.
actually came to my parents' house to talk to me, like
Wow.
personally, and they educated me on saying burn survivor, like don't say victim because you feel like a victim. And I was like, oh yeah, it's actually that's kind of true. I
Yeah.
survived this like bad accident, and I'm a survivor now, not a victim. But I did consider myself a victim because I was like, I was just trying to just work, be a normal person, and now I'm 80% burned with I can't do nothing no more. As I was like, yeah, I'm a victim, but
Yeah.
now I say a survivor.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it, man. I know. I think you're so right. I mean, I didn't even know what the right wording was to say either when my accident happened. And you're right. I think for a long time I felt like a victim too, where I'm like, this freak accident happened to me. And like, why did it happen to me? I didn't deserve it. I was trying to be a good person. I was trying to do my job. I'm like, what the heck? But I think, yeah, it has really shifted for me, just like you. I started looking at like the Phoenix Society, like the burn survivor group. And a lot of people were talking about, oh, you're a burn survivor, and talking about the difference between a victim and a survivor. And then I was like, okay, I shouldn't say that. I should try to use the wording that will make me feel like I have the ability to change my life. And yeah, I used to think it was kind of cheesy to say like, survivor or whatever, but I do actually think it means something. And I think it is like maybe the right way to address it. And I don't know about you, but I do think words matter more than we even realize sometimes.
Yeah, I yeah, because like when I like on TikTok at the beginning, I kind of said victim, and
Mhm.
then like I kind of felt like oh I don't want to like a pity party because people are very like they always say sorry to me and everything. It's like well don't be sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But like when I say survivor, people are like more like motivated by it, and it's a more positive word than victim, and they get inspired. Like, oh yeah, he's not like being like down and out. He's a survivor, and he keeps moving forward, and it helps them get out of like cloudy days. When I say it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, and I still think you're amazing for that. Now, okay, all you've gone through all these surgeries, you get the face and hand transplant. It's not like it's an easy road still. You find out the difference between burn survivor and victim. Like, how did you feel about the burn community? Were you able to just kind of jump in and start talking to people about your accident? Or at what point did you feel comfortable sharing what happened to you?
I was I was always comfortable with it. Like
Yeah.
when I got home to my parents' house, I went out to bars.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like my friends would take me out to bars. I would go to clubs, and I did want to, I just turned 21 on top of that, so I wanted to experience that 21 life, and I was like, you know what, I'm 80% burned. What how worse can this get at this point? Might as well have fun.
Yeah. But you weren't nervous to like and I'm speaking for myself because this is how I felt, but I was so nervous to go back out in public because I felt like I looked so different. The way my skin healed with all my scars, like I was embarrassed about it. I knew that my face looked different and everything. It was so hard for me to go back in public. You didn't have any nervousness about it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I was definitely nervous. Like when you're walking into the bar or like a restaurant or bar for the first time, and everyone stares at you no matter what. Like anyone walks in the door, they're gonna look at you.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's like the biggest like nervous part. But then I also like realize and like understand like I'm 6'1", I have broad shoulders, so I'm gonna be looked at anyways.
Yeah.
And so like, I think that helped me out. And on top of it, I was like, you know what? If someone that looked like me walked in, I would stare too. So I'm more
Yeah.
like understanding
Mm.
when people
Yeah.
stare. But like, I don't know. I wasn't like ever like scared to talk to people, but definitely like butterflies, nervous. But once I started going with talking to like people at the bar or the bartenders, people just crowded around you, kind of like around me, and want to be a part of like the conversation. And
Mm.
everyone bought me beer, so I didn't pay for anything. So that was always a plus. But
Yeah. That's that easy way to boost your confidence right there too. You're like, "All right, I got some liquid courage now. Let's do this."
yeah, I think I was more nervous going to restaurants with my parents because now I
Oh,
look like a burn guy with their parents, and I personally didn't think that's cool. But
yeah.
I had more confidence going out like with my friends that would take me like Chick-fil-A or to like a bar, like always to a bar, Chick-fil-A or a club. Just
Hey, that's not bad. Those are not bad places to go with your friends,
yeah, just
especially when you're 21, so definitely.
and like I was also not scared to hide my burns either, because like when I would go to like the burn like talks in the hospital, I was the only like person in there with like shorts and short sleeves on in July. Everyone else had jeans on and like a light like long sleeve shirt. I'm like, everyone like feels a certain way about a burn, but I was just you guys, you have to just just express it and live it. Don't hide it, because
Mm,
they like people might judge you for like 30 seconds, but they have their own situations and problems in their life, and you have your own problem situations. So just live your life. You wear what you want to wear. You know,
yeah,
I still
man.
wear like shorts and short sleeves as much as I can because I run hot. So
I hear that. I know exactly what you're talking about. We don't, I mean, just like you, I mean, we have less pores now. So I hate going anywhere hot, man. I always feel like I'm overheating.
I know, and like in Jersey, it's like super humid out right now, and as
Mm.
soon as I walk outside, I'm done. It's oh, this shirt's ruined.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to go back to what you were saying before because I just got to give you a big compliment, man. I mean, I just think you're brave and you're very like I just love like your sense of who you are. Because I got to say, like in September it'll be 6 years from my accident, and I'll be honest with you, like I have a hard time wearing short sleeves. Like I still feel nervous about showing my scars, or, I have a hard time wearing shorts still. Yeah, you're just amazing. I don't know. I feel like I need to basically learn from you on how to gain that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wasn't there. I was not always like this either. This took a lot of years, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I also didn't wear my garments, so my burns are bumpy. Uh, it has that texture to it, so that's another thing that people like were really staring at.
Right.
Why is it all so bumpy? And a lot of burn patients asking like, "Oh, why is it bumpy?" As well, I didn't wear my garments. I didn't really. I'm 80% burned. I didn't really care if it's smooth or not at this point. I just wanted to. I just wanted
Yeah.
to live.
Yeah, oh, man. I hear you. I tried so hard to wear the garments. And then for people who are listening to this and they don't realize what it's like, you're wearing like a silicone bodysuit that goes over all your scars and you try to aqua for it. It's super hard to get on. It's super tight. And then you feel like I mean, the way it felt like to me was like wearing a wet trash bag around your body all the time. So it was freaking miserable.
I think the best way like I would describe it is like wearing a compression Nike shirt or a
Hmm.
long sleeve shirt
Hmm.
and just put Aquaphor underneath that. I've heard people try it when I say it and they go, oh, that's just it feels weird.
Yeah, it
And
does.
like but
Yeah.
like it's like 5 times tighter than the shirt too.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's that's why I always say trash bag because it doesn't breathe either. It's like
Oh
this
yeah.
thick silicone coating and then it's wrapped on. And I live here in San Diego and it was just as hot. And it's just like it was so miserable. So I tried to wear those as much as I could too, but it was hard. And I just felt miserable. And so my scars are kind of bumpy too. But I like how you just owned it, man, because I think that really speaks to who you are as a person. It speaks to what you bring to the table and how you show up for people. Yeah, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, yeah, it wasn't overnight with confidence to like show my burns, you know, like I wore jeans for a while and like cargo pants to hide like my leg, especially with 2B grip on with shorts. That
Yeah,
does
yeah.
not match.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. I did that for a long time. I did it on trips with friends and family, and you're right. One thing I love about speaking with other burn survivors who are kind of on the other side of recovery, where we're all going to have pain, we're all going to have our little tough moments when it comes to our injuries, but speaking to you, or like I had another guy on our show, John Pendleton, is that you just got to own yourself at some point. You got to own the scars. You got to own your story, so that you can truly live. But it always feels like what you're saying about you is that you're a person that was just living. And I just, yeah, again, I commend you for it. I think, yeah, you're amazing that that's who you are.
yeah, thank you. And I think that also like applies to other people too, like not just burns, because I have like a lot of like moms reach out to me about their kids with like autism. And it's like I never expected to reach like people like that. I was
Yeah.
going for more like motivation and like inspiration
Mhm.
and like bossy positivity, but I didn't realize it can expand to that length because of the hands. Because a lot of autistic people have their hands aren't working properly.
Oh. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
so
think
like
about that.
the moms reach out saying, "Oh, you give my kid hope. He loves watching your videos." And oh, that's actually really cool. And well, one kid actually like drew a picture for me, but I think Jessica like framed it somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that, man. You are an inspiration, but I also love that you brought up your wife, right?
Oh yeah, she's my wife. Like, December
Yeah.
5th, we got married.
December 5th. All right. Well, congratulations. We got married in the same place. I'm from Hawaii, but it looked like you got married on Oahu too, right?
Yeah, I think Magic Island.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Nice. That's incredible. Yeah. So I grew up on Oahu, but yeah, I was like, oh, nice. My fellow brother, as you probably have heard people say over there.
Oh
But
yeah.
tell me about the story with Jessica. Like, how did she come into your life and how do you think she's helped you in healing?
So she came in kind of like after my story was released. She followed me on Instagram, and I was just going through my followers one day just 'cause I was bored. I
Hmm.
saw her profile as and her dog Kirkland, and it was actually the dog I grew up with, a black and white Boston Terrier. So I
Wow.
DM'd her saying, "I like your dog." And from there, we just started texting more and more, and it was like really fluent and more like a conversation, not like a 21 conversation, and the awkwardness. And I think it took about like 3 months for us to move in together,
Wow.
and we moved like like quickly, like because I wasn't looking for love. I was
Mhm.
like focused on like my workouts and healing, like that process, and
Yeah.
so like I knew it was like the one because it just lined up good in my life, and there was no like hesitation or like reserves.
Mhm.
I also wasn't like the lovey dovey guy, so it was like never really was looking for a relationship. So when she came, I was like, oh, okay, like this is it, I guess. Like this is what this feeling is, and that feeling, like all different feelings you don't feel before, and now it's like there. It's like okay, this
Yeah.
is it. And then we moved in to an apartment at first, and then a house. Then we got married.
That's incredible, man. Yeah. It's just amazing because you were still like, I'm on my own journey. I'm doing my own thing. Yeah, I can't imagine. I was very fortunate because my now wife was my girlfriend through my process. But, like, I couldn't even imagine getting through what I went through without her. My parents obviously were a huge part of that too, but yeah, I just couldn't imagine, and you get through this, you're like, "I'm still just gonna do me. Imma work on me." You slide in some DMs, and
Yeah.
now you are married, you have this wonderful partner. That happened fast from talking to her to you guys moving in. Was there any hesitation because now you were a burn survivor? Or that you had had these transplants, or was that not even a thought for you?
It wasn't really a thought for me. Like if I knew I wasn't ready to move out of my parents' house, I wouldn't have done it. But
Mhm.
I was pretty confident in myself. Like okay, like I could do things on my own. My mom was like still babying me because she was a mom,
Yeah, that's what moms do.
and
Yeah, exactly.
so like I kept telling like, hey, like you gotta back off a little bit. You have to let me do more things on my own. And like she did like little by little. So like okay, like I could do this now. I could do that. So like if I wasn't able to like drive, I wouldn't want to move out of my parents' house or like do laundry or cook something on my
Yeah,
own.
yeah,
So I had to be ready for myself. And Jessica was like, "Well, I'm gonna be moving by New York City anyway, so because to do a travel job for nursing." She's like, "You don't have to move in with me, but you can if you want to." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm ready. Like I could do this. Like I could be alone when she's at work and like live a life."
yeah, yeah. Man, that's amazing. You had all the juice, man. You had all the swag. You're like, "I'm good." Yeah, like, that's incredible. So has she been with you through some surgeries now? Like, has been some surgeries where you had to go in and now you guys were together, or have you pretty much been done with surgeries since before you met her?
I haven't had any surgeries with her yet. I have
Oh, wow.
cataract surgery I have to get, but I actually was with her one of her surgeries. She had a bunion surgery, and so I
Oh,
was
okay.
with her for that one. I got her like John's Pizza, which is one of the best pizzas in New York City. So I got her like
Nice.
pizza and
Good husband, man. That's the way to do
I
it.
guess yeah, pizza for everything. But like I'm sure when I get cataract, she'll help me out. But I went through like an AFib episode.
Mm,
Uh, I had a cut on my neck for like half a year, close to a
mm.
year. So she took care of that. So like if I have any cuts on me, she'll take care of. Yeah, so she plays a huge part in like the healing process now. If I go through recheck and she's at the hospital, whenever she's off of work, and she always visits me, gets me food and snacks.
Oh, man. That's incredible. Yeah, and it's like, what are the chances that you'd marry a nurse too? You know, it just seems like it was meant to be in so many ways.
I know, yeah, that's like the weird, like good part, like because she knows all the medical stuff that I need help with, and she knows some of the pills I'm on, and sometimes she like help me with the pills and what they do and what the side effects are and everything. But yeah, it's good to have a nurse around.
Definitely. Well, yeah, Joe, you're incredible. Like your attitude, your just determination is just amazing. And so there's a few questions before you go. I ask everybody. Well, one thing No, I'm gonna go with this actually. What out of this whole process, from going through this accident to recovering to having this crazy journey, transplants to now being married, what's one thing that you feel like you took away from life?
To be grateful on what you have at the moment,
Mm,
because like at that time I had like I think every 20-year-old's dream living on your own. I had a Dodge Challenger RT with some modifications on it. Just doing my own thing. So like you're living the dream, or at least I live in my own dream, and then it just gets taken away instantly. So then at that time, I probably wasn't grateful.
yeah.
It's probably a cocky 20-year-old kid. And so I wasn't that grateful what I had. But then when I lost, I was like, oh, that was a lot of hard work I was putting in, and now it's all gone.
Dang, that's yeah, so well said, and you're so right. We really don't realize what we have sometimes till it's gone, and I completely agree with you. I felt very much the same way, man. So one of the other questions I ask people is if somebody else is going through their moment, right? They just got into their car accident, they are in a coma, they're just waking up now, right? They're realizing what happened to them, they're at their lowest moment. What's one piece of advice you'd give them?
I joke around.
All right.
That's all. That's all I did. Every like nurse, every nurse PTOT. I had to just joke around, just have fun with it. Mess around. Talk about their life stories, and
Yeah.
I try not to like bring up my injuries or like talk about injuries. I would always ask them, or just jokes at the time, or learn from their mistakes. Because all nurses they go through it. So
Yeah.
also like be nice to the people that are helping you, because I would hear other patients next door to me, because
Mhm.
you're all in your own rooms
Right.
and they're yelling at the top of their lungs at the nurses, throwing things at them. It's like I understand like your whole body's changed now and for life, but for me I had to have fun with it because I didn't want to dwell in like my injuries and everything. I did have my sad moments when no one's there and everything, and I think that's when I learned like, okay, I can't depend on other people for fun. So like I have to stay in my lane and like focus on myself.
Yeah, to make it happen for you.
Yeah, that's hard. But that's also like years of practice, like
Yeah.
focusing on yourself and staying in your lane.
Mhm.
But definitely like talking to the nurses and just asking them their experiences and all their like little mistakes. And nurses are really open and
Yeah.
they're helpful and everything.
I love it. I so agree with you. I used comedy and just laughing and joking around so much when I was in the hospital. And to your point, like when people would come visit me, I didn't want them to be like, "Oh, how are you feeling? Are you sore today? Does this thing hurt?" I wanted to hear about their stories and their lives so I wouldn't have to focus on what I was going through. And yeah, and then I probably had the most joking I've ever done when I was in the hospital when I was at my worst because you have to do something to make yourself have a little fun or bring yourself a little joy in those moments. So yeah, I'll tell you some stories offline that I don't want recorded, but like I used to do some stuff in a playful way, messing with some of the nurses just for fun, with those that I knew could take it because you got to just enjoy yourself as much as you can.
Oh yeah, like because I'm 6'1". Like I had like 5 to 6 nurses help me like stand up for the
Oh,
first time.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's a gut punch to me because I was a big gym rat and I lost all my muscles in an instant.
Hmm.
And then I had to have like 5 to 6 nurses help me up just to stand up. And
Yeah.
like at that time, like it's a gut punch, but I had to have fun with it. And like you're just trying to make jokes and try to just block the part that you can't stand up no more.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta find the bright side to it for sure. Cause yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But I think that brings us to kind of today, and it seems like you've gotten a pretty good routine. You and Jessica look like you're doing very well. It sounds like you're doing well. Right now, what brings you the most peace?
Probably, probably food.
All right. I like
Food,
it.
say peace. Sometimes Jessica brings me peace.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I'm a car guy at heart, so like cars bring me like at peace. So whenever like
Nice.
I get to drive with my mom, because she has an M3 competition, so
Okay.
whenever I get to ride with her, that brings me at peace. And
Love
a lot
it.
of people don't understand with the car, but my parents are car people too. So like they know like a nice drive or a cruise can let your mind like settle and relax and chill out. So like hanging out with
Yeah.
my parents are is pretty peaceful because like when you get into action like this, like you could have lost all that. So like I guess you don't take it for granted anymore.
I love it. That's such a good answer. And I completely agree with you. Just kind of being able to sit in the car and drive it, just watch things pass and just kind of being present with whoever you're with in the car or listening to music. For me, it's a podcast. Like that really does give me like, just put me at peace. So I love that answer. That's fantastic, man. All right. So where can people find you? Where can they support you? I know we got 80% gone, the Instagram, but is there anything else you want to let the audience know about?
Yeah, just the Instagram 80% gone and also like 80% gone dot shop. That's where I sell my clothing.
Okay.
And like all the proceeds of that help me fund my book that I'm in like the final edits with. So
Nice.
that all helps out.
Nice. Can we get a hint to the title of the book?
Oh, 80% gone.
Oh, there you go.
I'm still working on the cover. I don't know what to put on as a picture yet, but I think that's the hardest part.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll brainstorm some stuff. I'm sure you're gonna come up with something amazing. 80% God is just such a. It's so specific and it feels so just crazy that you've overcome this. But speaking to you now, it all makes sense, man. You are so determined. You're such an inspiration. You're just you, and I love that. Thank you so much for joining me today, Joe. It's been an honor to talk to you.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on. It's nice talking to you too.
All right. All right, man. Thank you. Mahalo for listening to today's episode of the Sick Burn Podcast. Joe Dimeo's journey is proof that the human spirit can push past the unimaginable and still find love, purpose, and joy on the other side. From surviving a devastating accident to becoming a true medical miracle, Joe's story is a reminder that resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about rewriting your future. If today's conversation moved you, please like, share it with someone who could use a little hope, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Your support helps us keep these powerful stories going and reach even more people who need them. Until next time, take care of yourself, if you can someone else, and keep exploring the bright side to life's darkest moments. Aloha.